should talk a bit about Dr. Reddy, something that Samir spoke about in great detail earlier as well. But what are we expecting from the numbers which will come in later today? Let me go across quickly to Varsha, breaking it down for us.
Thank you so much for that. So steady numbers are expected when it comes to Dr. Reddy's Q1 FY26. Just to speak on the four numbers, revenue is expected to rise 13%, while EBITDA is expected to rise 9.4%. Margins are expected at 26.8 versus 28% last year, and net profit is expected to rise 8.7% year on year. Now, growth will be led by strong performance in India, Russia, and rest of the world markets. But the disappointing factor over here is the US sales is expected to decline 11%. Now, this is on the back of cancer drug Revlimid price erosion that the company is seeing. And that's the reason US business may decline, and India is expected to see growth of almost 11%. Now this will be driven by good performance in the key therapies. Profit may be under pressure because of the increase in the R&D expenditure and of course some of the operational cost. Key factors that investors should watch out when it comes to Dr. Reddy's is update on the potential launches in US, which is expected in next 12 to 18 months, and also the status of the biosimilar pipeline that the company has been indicating us. And the last is to track effect of licenses and partnerships formed in the recent years. So overall steady numbers are expected, but yes, US revenue may decline on the back of Revlimid pricing erosion.
I think the question is that is this a buy candidate ahead of the numbers? With some of these larger companies right now and the way markets are going, you need to get ahead in the queue. Vishal Manchanda, let me put that question to you. He's Senior VP, Institutional Research at Systematic Shares and Stocks. What are you looking out for from a Dr. Reddy's?
So we have a different view on the numbers. Probably we are expecting a strong set of numbers on back of generic Revlimid showing better numbers than expected. So our view on generic Revlimid is a large part of generic Revlimid sales will get booked in Q1 and Q2 of this financial year. So like what we see in the past, what we have seen in the past is Revlimid sales getting staggered over 4 quarters. But now what we'll see, the full year sales of Revlimid will get booked in 2 or 3 quarters. So that will lead to higher sales in the US. And that's why we are expecting strong growth in the US for Reddy's. But we'll wait and see what happens there, because Revlimid remains a bit unpredictable on a quarter-over-quarter basis.
So if you're penciling in stronger results, do you think right now with the movement that we've seen in Dr. Reddy's, there's a positional trade here?
So fundamentally, our view on Dr. Reddy's is a hold rating on the stock. So basically, they've been highlighting certain growth opportunities in the US, where we think there are a lot of uncertainties, and we need to wait and watch how these pan out. And I don't think the risk reward is that great at this price. So that's why we have a hold rating here at this level.
Vishal, this is Harsh joining in. Vishal, give us the underlying for that. Your assumptions of front ending, is that largely tariff driven?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Why do you suggest that Revlimid sales will be front ended this year? Is it tariff driven?
So what happens is, so one is tariff driven, that is true, and other is the Revlimid exclusivity expires in December. So we have 3 quarters, and then probably in the last quarter we'll see a lot of inventory destocking. So the channel getting cleared to kind of stock to be prepared for the generic entry where price erosion would be steeper. So people would stop buying generic Revlimid probably from the 2nd quarter of this financial year, and not the 3rd quarter. So that's why I think generic Revlimid will get kind of all of that will come in the first 2 quarters. The full year numbers will come in the first 2 quarters.
And Vishal, how are you seeing the India business do?
India, I think they've done a lot of in-licensing activities, in-licensing deals, the Sanofi vaccine portfolio, and some product level licensing also. So mid-teens, high-teens growth on the top line is something we expect. But the in-licensed portfolio will have lower margins than the base portfolio.
Okay, Vishal, just one last point, and I know we're talking about Dr. Reddy's, but in the broader space, what are you liking in the pharma space right now? We've already seen a lot of excitement on some players like Glenmark actually, because of innovation and some of those stories coming through. But what would be your top call right now in the pharma space?
So Sun and Cipla are the preferred names for us in the large cap category, and we have a buy on those two names.
Sun and Cipla is what you're sticking to. Thank you so much, Vishal Manchanda there. He's, of course, from Systematics and tracks the space very, very closely. He says it's a hold on Dr. Reddy's and don't expect fireworks, maybe strong quarters because of how Revlimid is going to pair out on their balance sheet. On the charts, Kush, is there a positional play on Dr. Reddy's? Let's add Sun and Cipla since you mentioned those specifically.
No. Very, very delicately placed. I wouldn't trade Dr. Reddy's because the medium-term trend is negative and it's dearly taking support at 200 moving average. Any negative surprises and you could see a sharp downtick to 1210 levels. However, if it does rebound, then immediate resistance is at 1265. So no, technically very delicately placed. I wouldn't really trade Dr. Reddy's. Even Cipla, for that matter, has been slipping lower. Sun Pharma also trying to take support. So no momentum per se, and nothing to suggest that there could be this immediate uptick. If I just broaden the horizon a little, to the pharma space, Syngene has had a good run in the last 3 days. Volumes also picked up rather well. There's a gap near the 715, 720 mark that could also be filled in this momentum. So yes, I mean if you broaden the horizon just a little, then yes, with a stop loss near the 665 mark, Syngene has a very good setup over the last 3 sessions.
Okay. All right, we'll take a very short break. Markets are perking up. The second half of the trading day seems to be better. We're coming back with what your top picks should be and more on the other side. Meanwhile, Kush and Samir, thank you so much for joining on this leg of the show. We're coming back with more analysis very, very shortly. Stay tuned.